guys, I'm Sebastian, this is Don, and this is Bob Norman.
Bob Norman.
Bob Norman. We've been back and forth on what his real name is. He did get dropped though. Can you see his face there?
Oh.
I can't see his face,
Poor
huh?
guy.
He fell over.
He
lost
looks
his
happy,
whole
though, at least.
He lost his whole jaw. So, we're going to cover today some ways that you guys can help out with some hip pain very quickly. They're not the end-all be-all, but they're certainly going to be helpful to decompressing the hip. And if you don't know who we are already, we're locally world famous. That means we're just like your local pastrami sandwich shop. They say they're world famous, but they're actually just the locals like them. So, what are we going to do first?
Talk about hip.
Okay, show me about the hip. Let's tell me about the hip. Let's learn about this hip.
Okay, so let's bring Bob Norman over to the camera here.
Bob Norman.
Bob Norman.
He likes to go shooting on the weekends.
So Bob here, does that stay? Yes, it does. He's going to show you his hip here. So you have
He's going to show you his own hip.
the ilium, you have the femur, so this is your lower leg, and the hip joint itself. A lot of times people don't, like they tell you like your hip is like people say like hip is here, up here. Like people have a bunch of different areas that they think is the hip, but the actual hip joint is the meeting of these two bones here. I don't know why I'm still using his hand. So femur here and ilium here, and this hip socket is the hip joint itself.
Okay. And so the hip usually just sits deep in there, right? I mean, it's really hard to actually pull it out. Like, you're not going to like pull it out on anybody like that. That'd be like the whole kind of stuff, like deboning a chicken type of thing. But sometimes just the way the ball sits in there, it just isn't happy along one of these rims. And so what we can do is just kind of gap it slightly, just enough. Just kind of, if you see that line right there, just see it start to get a little black as we start to pull down slightly. And that's basically what we're going to do in these exercises here. And surprisingly, it works pretty quickly, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. So, Don, why don't you lie on your back?
Okay.
So the first one we're going to do is I'll do the doctor one first.
Okay.
Okay, so this was the home version. We'll let Don do that one to me. Okay, so if this is her problem side hip, what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to lean long rather than pull. Like usually when people lay on the table like this, I don't say, hey, I'm going to pull your leg. I say, I'm just going to lean a little bit, okay? Give it a little bit of pressure to pull out a little bit. I guess I don't want to say that either. But I think some people are getting afraid of getting yanked on. And so notice Don's sliding on the table. So can you put your hands down and grab the table and stick to it like a starfish there? Good. And so all I'm going to do is just grab the bottom part of your heel and the top part and just lock in, and I'm just going to lean. Okay? Is that pain-free? Does that feel better than before? Darn right it does. Okay? And so all I'm going to do now is just give a little bit of it's like I'm trying to put it to sleep, like Lullaby Baby. Okay? And this goes along with a little bit of turning and turning, but a comfortable turn. So I'm watching her face and seeing what...
It's actually hurting my ankle.
Oh yeah? So this hurt your ankle, so we can go a little higher. Which one do you have that? I saw a scar on one of your ankles.
I think it's the one you have.
Is it?
In your hand.
Okay. So, been that long, huh? So it doesn't hurt anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm going to grab a little higher and then we're just going to do some oscillation.
There you go.
Okay? Hips like to be put to sleep just like babies. And we're just going to do this for about 30 seconds and then give her a break. And if that feels good, does that feel good?
Yeah.
Okay, so I might go a little bit harder on her. Or I just figure out the position that's better. Now, it's going to seem really stupid, but the body has this alarm system called pain. And she can key in on that and tell me as a provider to figure out what is the pain-free position for her. And that's basically what we call our first aid or position of comfort position. And so using that pretty frequently, it deloads the area and it makes things less sensitive, even if you have things like arthritis of the hip or hip impingement or things like that. Usually this works on a lot of people. Okay, and then there's the home version, huh?
Home version. So I'm showing you this as if maybe I'm a rig that you've attached this to. You don't have a buddy to pull on your hip for you or anything of that sort. You want to do this. You can attach your band to a rig of some sort. But what you're going to try to do is get this around the foot. How did we figure this out before? Here we go. So bottom part of the foot here, and then you can just crisscross it on top. And then just pretend that I am the rig that it is attached to here.
Okay.
And then you're gonna bring your toes towards you, and then this can give you that distractive force. So say I am a squat rack, right?
Okay.
So what you can do actually is sit up for me, like that, and then you can back up. There you go.
Got
and
you
I
now.
can see that pull too.
Yeah.
And you can just like lean, move your foot in and out, just like that, and you feel that distraction. I'm scared you're gonna pull me forward.
You don't let go. I won't let go if you won't let go.
But how does that feel? Does that feel like you're getting that pull?
Feels good. Feels like I can't go too much to the sides,
Mm-hmm.
other than if I just really start there. And actually, I feel like with this kind of bandaged up on my foot, I feel like I can actually release tension. Which, if I release tension there, it kind of feels like my hip relaxes a little bit more too. It's kinda
Instead
nice.
of pulling with the foot, just relax the foot.
Yeah, because pulling up really hard kind of feels like my hip flexor engages. And
So then relax the foot and then just let it pull and fall into it a little bit.
Ow, my ankle. I'm just joking.
I was like, damn it.
Okay.
Those are two really good ones.
Yeah.
I like that.
Is there anything else you want to add with these two?
You know what? I actually have a good one. We didn't plan this before the video, but I have a good one we can show. But we'd have to go to the rig, so maybe we could do it on another video, or we can just grab the camera. What do you think?
Can you do it on yourself? I can grab the camera. Okay.
So you're using the band. Should have just done this for the one that we showed you, but you can have your rig like this, right? You can put it where your hip is at. Two different ways you can do this. You can do this standing, walk out, and then just kind of let it pull you as you bend forward. And you get that nice, just like what we call mobilization in the hip there with that one. And just kind of hold and hang and move in and out of that. That one feels really, really good. Or this way too. And it just gives you that distractive force in the hip there, which could really, really help as well.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah. Those are two ones you can try.
I think we can do that one more time. I think we can add one more thing with that. So, depending upon maybe what's the most painful, we can use that position of comfort to figure out if internal, external rotation of the hip feel better. So good. So Don's using some external rotation there, and that might feel better than internal.
Are they going to be able to hear you if you're behind the microphone?
I don't know, I'm pretty close.
So what he said is basically playing with the position of the foot, going into internal and external rotation of your hip, and then just kind of getting that distraction. What you're looking for is a pain-free position, so a position of comfort. So just play with it and see what your body likes in this position.
Okay. I'm going to let you close up since you're right there. What do you want to say?
Okay, there's a bunch of different things, right? There's subscribe somewhere in around this box. It moves, it changes, but if you like these videos, you want some more, you could go to our channel, you could subscribe, you can search in there more hip stuff. We've gone over tons of things, what could be causing it, things to try at home, exercises that might work for it. Subscribe, that's one thing. Second thing, we're in Huntington Beach, California. If you are near here and you would like to come have us check out what's going on with you, we'd love to help you.
Locally, world famous.
And he wants me to sing what we're okay. We are locally world famous. See you next time, guys.